A grand jury hearing to decide whether Donald Trump should be indicted has been postponed until tomorrow. The former US president is accused of covering up hush money payments to porn star Stormy Daniels ahead of the 2016 election. And after posting on socials about his imminent arrest, he's reportedly claiming he wants to be handcuffed when he does face court. Steve Clemons joins us now from Washington, D.C. to discuss the case. Steve, we've seen pics flooding the internet of Trump's so-called arrest. We know these are actually deep fakes, they're not real. But does Trump truly want to be paraded in public in handcuffs?
Well, that's what our reporting tells us. Nobody loves a visual more than Donald Trump. I mean, he loves these pictures, and he's already getting them, actually. But he thinks it would be very powerful for those who support him and those that don't yet support him, for them to see him in handcuffs and doing what they call the perp walk. So, yeah, I think Donald Trump, given what we've heard from people around him, wants that to happen.
We have to talk about the jury cancellation today. What actually happened?
None of us know. I mean, we're all speculating. You know, the grand jury meets on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. That's the pace they do that. A lot of us are looking at it that perhaps the DA gave them the day off because of the increasing tension, because of taking security measures, both in New York and around the Capitol in Washington, D.C., where I am right now. And so maybe that pressure, but we really don't know why. There's no explanation that's been issued as to why they took the day off. We do know that on Monday, they had a very, very long day. And so it may have just been to give them a break.
Steve, NYPD look to be bracing themselves for unrest. Is this likely to all kick off?
Well, you know, Donald Trump said this was all going to play out on Tuesday and called the protesters to take action. About 50 people showed up. So this all could be a whimper. But I tell you, Waleed, you never underestimate Donald Trump calling for a protest. We learned that about January 6th. So until it happens, we won't know what that protest might actually manifest itself to be.
50 Trump supporters in New York's pretty good effort, I reckon. Donald Trump, it's extraordinary.
New York may be the wrong place to call for that, but maybe you'll see protests in other places in the country.
Well, that could well be true. If the Manhattan grand jury, though, decides to indict, what happens then? Like, what do we expect to unfold?
Well, I mean, it could go very quickly. It could go very slowly. There's nothing that requires, after the grand jury, there are 23 members of the grand jury. They'll vote. If a majority of them vote to convict or to indict Donald Trump, then a process will start where he will be arraigned and brought in and actually arrested. But it doesn't happen necessarily immediately. Even though I think many of the people in the media are sort of tired of waiting and would like to see it move forward, it might not necessarily, it might actually become a kind of boring, drawn-out process. But I'm sure Donald Trump will find a way to make it exciting.
Made for TV. Thanks for your time tonight, Steve.
Thank you.